Hi everybody, I'm Jacob from Children's Museum Houston, and I'm here in the Inventors Workshop sponsored by Total. And today we're going to do a fun project where we're going to engineer playground equipment using mostly just popsicle sticks. So what you're gonna need to do is eat hundreds and hundreds of popsicles so that you can have enough sticks to make some of these things. The only other things you'll need is, I'm gonna be using hot glue. You can use regular glue. If you do decide to use hot glue, make sure you're very careful because it is hot. And if you touch it, you might hurt your fingers. And I'm also gonna need some scissors, and for this particular project, since I'm gonna be doing a playground swing, I'm gonna need a little piece of string, but mostly just popsicle sticks. All right, so to start this project out, you wanna make a base for your swing. And the way I like to do that is I put one popsicle stick out, and then I line a bunch more popsicle sticks alongside that popsicle stick because I want them to be the same length. So, looks like I'm gonna need with these popsicle sticks, yours might be a little bit different size, but it looks like for mine I need about 11. I'm counting 11. All right. And you can use the other one to kind of make sure they're all straight, and then all you're gonna do is lay a little bit of that hot glue across the side here and stick this one here. Make sure they all stay as straight as possible. It's a good trick to then do your next one over on this edge, and then you can fill out the middle. So there we go. And if you want, you can start adding more to the middle. Honestly, you don't really need to. It does help make it a little bit more sturdy, but you don't have to do every single, it doesn't have to be another complete square on this side. You can just kind of do a few across to keep it together. So I'm just gonna do maybe 3 more across the middle here to fill it out and make it a little bit more sturdy with the base. There we go. Always being careful with the hot glue because it is hot and you don't want it on your fingers. All right, so there's the base for my swing, and I can now turn it upside down and it looks a lot more pretty on this side. So what I'm going to do next is I'm gonna build up a little bit on the sides here. So I'm gonna make 2 stacks of 3 popsicle sticks, just like this. So glue and stack, glue and stack. There is my first stack of 3. I'm gonna do that all again. All right, now that I have 2 stacks of 3, I'm just gonna put both of them on either side of my base. So just put a line of glue on this side and a line of glue on this side, and then stick them just like that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make 2 little arches here that is gonna hold up our, they're gonna be the legs of our swing. And I like to use stacks of 2 for this. You can use just 1 popsicle stick for a lot of this, but when you stack them together, it just makes the whole thing more sturdy. But with each popsicle stick you use, of course, that's another popsicle that you have to eat, which is, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but it's a lot of popsicles. You can see it's a lot of popsicles. So I'm gonna glue 4 stacks of 2 for the legs of the swing. 4 stacks of 2. I'm at number 3 here. Now I got my 4 legs, and what we're gonna do with these legs is we're gonna just put them up in kind of an upside down V. And you want a little bit, you can see right here, you want a little bit of space on the top side. You don't want it to be perfect V. You want it to really be more like just a super uneven X, because you want this little bit of a triangle at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down. And the reason, now you're gonna see the reason why we have these 3 stacked on the sides is because I'm actually gonna glue them to the side here. So it's gonna be glued kind of like this. So first I'm gonna glue them in that V formation, just to make sure they're all set. And then, I'll do that for the other one as well. And you want the V's to be pretty much even, so once you make one, you can use that as kind of your template for the next one, because you want them to not look very different from each other. That's gonna be important. They need to be basically the same height. And then, go ahead and glue them to both the bottom base and the little 3 stack that we made earlier. So you can put some glue there, and just kind of stick it in so that it's up and down like that. And I always like to add a little bit of extra glue on the other side once I stick it in, just to make it really sturdy and make sure it stays standing up. And of course, do the same thing on the other side here. There we go. And add glue as needed. I find there's never really too much hot glue. The more you use, the more it kind of shows up. So when you use less, it looks less like something that's been super hot glued together, but I'm not really worried about that. I don't really care about the big bubbles of hot glue, so I use plenty to make sure that my creations are sturdy. All right, we're almost there. Now we need the little top piece. We need the bar along the top that's gonna hold the swing. And for that, I'm gonna make another stack of 2 popsicle sticks. So I'm gonna make another little popsicle stick glue sandwich. Just like that. And that's gonna be my little bar for the swing. And I can just stick that up here. I don't even really need to glue it there yet. I can though. But I'm gonna just leave it there for now. And you can see already, I didn't get it exactly perfect with the X's, so it's a little bit wonky, but that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it as close as possible to being straight across. All right, so the last thing we need to do is make the actual swing. And the swing, if we used popsicle sticks just like this, it wouldn't really move, right? It would get stuck under these bars. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start breaking the popsicle sticks in half. So I think I'm gonna break 3 popsicle sticks in half for the main base of the swing, and then a couple more to go across, just like we did with the base of the whole thing. So that way I can glue right here to hold them all together. You're just making a little seat for your swing. So we can start stacking along the back like this. Bring it up a little bit. And it can be a flat swing, or you can try to make a little back for it. It's up to you. I'm gonna leave mine flat, but if you were to make a back for it, you would probably just do the same thing. You would do a total of 6 little pieces, and it looks like I need to re-glue this piece on. That happens sometimes. A piece will come apart and you just need to add a little bit more glue and put it back into place. So if you were to make a back, you would just make more pieces like this, and you would want them to be a little bit shorter. That's a little too long. But I'm gonna leave mine basically like this and just add some glue to make sure it's nice and sturdy. It's possible I want one more piece over here to hold the whole thing together, because it looks like it's trying to come apart a little bit. So if I add this, it'll help keep it together a little better. And I think this is actually gonna be the bottom of my swing. So this will be what the top looks like. And finally, the last thing you need for a swing is gonna be a little bit of string. So I'm gonna make sure to cut my string so that it's holding the swing upwards just enough so that it's not on the ground. So right there looks perfect. And cut another piece, the exact same length. And then I'm gonna just glue this bar into place for now. And now the last thing we're gonna do is we'll put the string over so that it's about halfway and glue it in place. It can be a little tricky at first. And put this one over, same thing. And finally, glue the ends. And at a certain point, you end up with a lot of little stringy bits of hot glue if you're using hot glue, and they can kind of get in the way. So sometimes it's a good moment to just stop and pull those out of your way so that they're not tripping you up or anything. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and glue the ends of the strings to our swing here. And this is the kind of probably the hardest piece because you want to make sure it dries before you let it go. So you kind of have to hold it up for a while. And that can be a little bit tedious. So I think that's the moment at which we'll probably fast forward and let it dry. So once you've gotten all 4 corners of your swing glued to one side of each of these strings, you are pretty much done with your project, and you can put a little toy on here to be swung back and forth, or I might turn a pipe cleaner into a little stick figure to go on my swing. But that is our playground swing. Whee! Whee! All right, now that you've made your popsicle stick swing, think about some other playground equipment you could make with popsicle sticks. I've seen monkey bars, I've seen slides, I've even seen a roundabout. Maybe we'll do a video on that another day. But thank you for joining us for this project where we made a popsicle stick playground equipment swing here in the Inventors Workshop in Children's Museum Houston, sponsored by Total. Again, my name is Jacob, and it's been a lot of fun doing another one of these projects with you today, and I'll see you next time.